huge borrowings and all. What is the macroeconomic consequence of financing the deficit through bonds? Like as I mentioned, if you have sewerage financing, then that's getting into inflationary pressures. What's the macroeconomic consequence of bond financing? Like what exactly is bond financing? You have a loanable funds market, right? From the loanable funds, government is taking the funds to finance their deficit. It's like preempting the funds. So what is available to the private corporate sector, that loanable funds is getting limited. This process we call as crowding out. The government is crowding out the private investment. So we need to ask a question empirically. Bond financing or high fiscal deficit is crowding out private investment, or high fiscal deficit in the context of an emerging economy like India is crowding in private investment. Nirmala Sitharaman pitched her narrative that let us go for a high fiscal deficit. It's going to crowd in private investment because this high fiscal deficit is closely tied to capex formation. Infrastructure investments crowds in. So the researchers can take a look into this question of direct crowding out. Whether $1 increase in the public investment that is displacing $1 of the private corporate investment, or is it like 1-to-1? If it is, then you can disaggregate it and see the infrastructure investment and non-infrastructure investment in the government sector. That's a direct crowding out. Now, you have to look into the financial crowding out. Financial crowding out happens through the interest rate mechanism. Like the deficit is a villain that's shooting up interest rates. You have to empirically ask the question, why, on what basis the interest rate is determined in our country? Is it, deficit that's a villain in shooting up the interest rates? No, it's inflationary expectations, it's a interest rate premium, like as I mentioned, like international